So now that we have the strings on, we want to make some final adjustments on our pickup height. Now, if you remember, we set the pickup height to what the old pickups were. Now, if your old height was incorrect to begin with, what you want to do is set up your height so it measures the same on both pickups and on same treble and bass side. So that recommendation is going to be roughly 3/32, or between 2 and 3 millimeters is just a good starting point. We're going to make some adjustments from there. So again, let's just assume that we're kind of starting from scratch. So what you want to do is you want to hold down your the last fret on your guitar, and I'm going to start on the treble strings and then take a look at the measurement here. And I'm measuring it from the top of the pickup to the bottom of the string, and I'm going to do that on both sides, meaning the treble and bass sides. And then I'm going to do that to the the neck pickup on both the treble and bass sides as well. And so everything is going to read pretty much the same, okay? The pickups that Seymour Duncan sells are pretty well calibrated, so you're going to get a pretty even pickup output just on setting it to these sorts of specs here. But again, depending on your amp, depending on a lot of things, that could shift a little bit. So what you want to make sure is plug into your amp, and then what we want to do is just check the difference between the bass and the treble string, because I may have to angle the pickup a little bit to, based on the particular amplifier and the equipment that I'm using. So what you can do is just real simple, is just play through all the 6 strings one at a time, just to kind of hear what that balance between the bass and the treble is like. Just to kind of get an idea if there's any sort of difference, and making sure that you're kind of hitting the strings roughly at the same kind of energy level. And right now that's sounding pretty balanced based on what I'm hearing in the room in this particular amplifier. So once I kind of have a good kind of string to string balance on this, we can only do so much because the pickup is obviously flat and we don't have adjustable pull pieces on this. So I'm just going to have to kind of angle the pickup the best I can. But right now it's sounding pretty balanced to my ears. So the next thing I want to do is just kind of test the output of the bridge pickup with the neck pickup to making sure that they're roughly equal. So what I'm going to do is just kind of do a quick, you can pick any chord or anything like that. And then I'm going to hear how it sounds on the neck pickup. I'm going for output because I got this one, the bridge pickup, set up to where I like it. I want to make sure that the neck pickup is now complementing that bridge pickup with roughly the same output. That'll give me the in-between sound pretty well balanced and where it should be. So. So it's sounding pretty good. So I really don't have to make any further adjustments. I can maybe hear a little bit just on maybe the bass string on the neck pickup down just a little bit, and that's about it. And you may have to make even further adjustments, maybe even bringing a screwdriver on the gig that can, so you have a little bit more kind of real world context of what the balance is sounding like, and you can make those subtle adjustments. You also, because we took the original measurements of the original pickup specs as far as height wise, if I get off and I need to kind of start from kind of ground zero, I can always get that back. That's kind of the nice thing about documenting all this stuff, is that you can always get back to a good starting point. And so basically when you're adjusting this, you are looking for output. You're also looking for tone, because the tone will change the closer you get versus kind of further out, further lower. And if they get too close, then you can get some really kind of weird beating going on. So kind of listen for that. You don't want to get these pickups too close where they're almost touching the string. So keep that in mind. Really use your ears. That's going to be your kind of best guide on this. Use the specs that we outlined as a good starting point, and then adjust for balance as well as tone. So that should get you in a nice sweet spot. And again, this may require some further adjustments down the road as things change, maybe your strings change, all that kind of stuff. But always remember that pickup height has a pretty important influence on your sound. So keeping that in mind and knowing that that is an element to adjust is kind of a good thing to always have in your kind of tone shaping sort of skill set. So, and it's a relatively easy thing to do.